Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back to Sisters in the Sandbox. It has been a nice break. I'm going to kind of filter out here till some people join us. It's been a nice summer break. A lot has transpired. A lot has went down. We all celebrated birthdays. Did some traveling. Welcome to Sisters in the Sandbox. As I stated, we definitely had a nice downtime. There a lot that's transpired over the downtime that we had. I got engaged.
Yay!
All of us had our birthdays.
Yes. You already said that.
Yes, okay. But for the ones coming in, we traveled. And we did a lot of little things here and there for the community, away back at home and different things here. And so we're just glad to be back, I guess, home on live. Basically, we're just coming in real quick on tonight. We're gonna be our 1 hour as we always are. I'm gonna put my disclaimer out there as I always do. These are just our views, opinions, and thoughts on different topics that we share with you guys. We always welcome your feedback, good, bad, indifferent, however it may be. All is welcome. Everybody has a voice. There's going to be times that we will offer information depending upon whatever topic it is that we'll be talking about. So we welcome you back. And tonight's topic is about choosing or your thoughts on vaccinating kids. I guess sis want to talk more or less because it's, a lot going on, whether the shot versus not getting the shot, and being vaccinated versus not being vaccinated. So, and I'm always been with there's pros and cons to everything. But at the end of the day, it's a choice. And the thing is, we still got to come together. It shouldn't bring about division. It should be about unity. And it all boils down to a choice. So tonight we're talking about, or this evening, we're actually talking about vaccinating kids.
We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this.
Because I'm the one who opens it up. That's why. Don't start.
We're not going to do this. Don't start.
But,
what did he say?
He said, LOL, why does she do all the talking?
And just to speak of the
She's
devil.
She's doing the disclaimer.
Speak of the devil. I'm doing the disclaimer as always.
Yeah.
But for tonight, it's the vaccination, the choosing of whether or not to do it. Should the kids get it or not, basically. Because I think we all have our different perspectives. And it's been a hot topic, just like I said, about the shot itself. So,
well, Angus, go ahead, because you have a lot to say.
It's not necessarily that I have a lot to say.
Yes, you do. You sent stuff throughout.
She said she's been on it. And I can tell you now, like, at the end of the day, I decided to get vaccinated. So, but my sister here does not want to, and that's her choice. But I'm not going to. I don't think we should be in a position to be forcing anybody or disowning people just because, or
who disowns somebody?
No, I'm just saying, like, not
hey,
to
beautiful
associate
ladies,
or
great
not
to see you, and hope you're doing okay. Love you
hey,
always, Uncle.
Hey,
hey, Tina.
Hey, Tina. Welcome back, Ladybug. I don't think it should cause us to have so much. I think it's causing a lot of division. And then it makes people not want to interact with the person, whether they're vaccinated or unvaccinated. And now we're looking at the numbers because quarter of the cases that are reported, as they say, is children right now. And so right now, the youngest age I believe that you can get the shot or is offered is 12 years old. Mm-hmm. So it's 12 to 17. And the Pfizer. Now, see, I like I said, I am vaccinated and I had the Pfizer, but it was my choice. And I work in the healthcare. I work in the healthcare field. So it's like being protected. But even then, within that environment, I'm just the open-minded person. And to each his own. But since this is definitely your talk, I'm gonna let you talk since somebody said I'm always talking.
Okay.
Hi, Mitchell.
Hey. Hi.
How you guys doing? Okay, so what I really wanted to say about the children getting vaccinated, no, the children are not getting vaccinated now. Children under 12 are not getting vaccinated, but it's not.
Yes.
it's not something that is happening now, but I do believe that it's going to happen in the future. I do see that happening. And I think what the issue is for a lot of the parents, mothers, single fathers, is will you have your children to get vaccinated? If it comes down to that, I think just like it is in some workforce, or they're being mandated to actually get the vaccine
or sign a waiver and form saying that you're not being vaccinated. Because I think you have the religious exempt. And what's the other?
You have to have a religious accommodation or a medical accommodation. Now, honestly, some jobs do not value the religious accommodation or exemption whatsoever.
But some do. Like I know for my daughter, because she was saying that's what she was deciding to do. So they wanted her to have a more in-depth reasoning as to exactly why she even chose not to get vaccinated and using her religion as a reason to do so. So again, like I said, it's like it's throughout the house. Like it's the thing is, I feel it's still at the end of the day about choice, because in my mind, I mean, yes, people look at things as if though, it's new on the scene. We're being project dummies, mouses, whatever you want to call it.
Guinea pigs.
Yeah. Project rats.
Conspiracy theories that we got the sign of the beast, Davis.
I didn't say it was the sign of the beast.
No, I'm just saying it was like that's what everybody is saying. I've done seen love you. Hey Lorraine.
Hey, cuz.
Yeah.
I think if people
because you did send stuff in our inbox in the family chat.
Yes, I did.
About, and it was like a Christian spiritual thing, and you have your right and your views on spiritual, but God give us, sense, common sense,
and that's what I'm saying. But
that too, because I do
see that's the scripture I live on. God didn't give me the spirit of fear,
no,
but that of love, power, and a sound mind. I decided to make a sound judgment to get vaccinated. Mm-hmm. Now my sister didn't. Everybody, at the end of the day, I think it's causing more division on not to or to.
But you can't push
versus,
that on us.
It's like forcing somebody's beliefs onto somebody. Like you can be strong in your beliefs. Mm-hmm. You can verbalize your beliefs. I'll listen to anybody. I love. That's because we operate in love. I'm not going to dismiss that person's choice, opinion, or what they choose, but to I don't know, because they do it around work and stuff where
it's like they condemn you.
Yeah, like you get condemned if you and I'm like, it shouldn't be about that. The bigger picture at the end of the day is, do you choose to? Because then people will be like, well, God, through the healing, but we have all these things that came before it. So I'm trying to figure out why this one costs so much, because there's still deaths that's not being reported. That's not even that's equivalent to the COVID.
Can I just say this? It's just like any other thing that we had went through in history. You had the smallpox.
Yeah, the Ebola,
Spanish flu.
You had
H1N1.
Yes, you had influenza, which we call.
What about when AIDS hit? That HIV. Lord Jesus.
No, but I'm saying the flu.
It's like, whew.
And I mean the influenza, the smallpox, all of these is all to me. A lot of this stuff is already in our body, just like cancer. Is our, the
your
risk
is to build your immune system.
Our system is what we can, take how our body is going to heal to certain things.
Exactly. It's about building and having a good health and immune. And everybody, like we have a lot of, self-care. There are things that I feel that we can do. Like I had went through a procedure and I was taking vitamins, and I actually had started taking vitamins like a few years back, like adamantly on a day-to-day basis. I take vitamins, and I hadn't before, but because of what I went through with my procedure, I think back in 2015, I started taking them adamantly, like every day I get up and I pop
just
my
like
vitamins.
For the older people, shingles, if you had chickenpox. So we all three had chickenpox. So I guess we're not going to be exempt from shingles, because when we get older, they're going to say, oh, because you had chickenpox, you're going to have shingles. So what I'm saying is
not necessarily though.
No, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying as far as these viruses, the conspiracy theories and everything. Everybody, because everybody thinking, oh, you get the shot is a computer chip, and everybody is talking like that.
See, I think that's where the misinformation comes
from.
Well,
you tell them. Tell them.
That's misinformation.
No, but that's what everybody is saying. Like
it's not that's not the chip. It is not the mark of the beast.
Right.
Let's it's not.
Let's kill it. Like I said, let's kill the
it really is not.
Yeah.
What I will say about children receiving vaccine, I know it's going to be a lot of parents who are going to be dead set against having their children receive the vaccine because of what it definitely can cause a lot of health conditions and problems and issues for their children. But you got to also think back, you know what I mean? If that is to happen, you know what I mean? That has been happening since vaccines been out. We have basically complied with, government because immunizations we had to get our children
certain shots at certain
measles, mumps, rubella,
in order for them to go to school,
hepatitis A, B, all those series, like you know what I mean, that we had to, you know what I mean, in order for them to actually be enrolled in school. So what will be the difference between this vaccine? Now I do believe that there is a difference from this one, from the COVID vaccine and the others. But I'm just saying, I think that what we did as parents is that we complied for so long, and that's what they're expecting us to do, is to continue to comply and let our children get this vaccine. But I think there's going to be more issues in children, like lungs, breathing, and everything like that. Not saying
because they're more subject. I mean, their immune is still. I mean, their system is still building. Yes, developing. So it's not going to be as strong. But then that's why we, as parents, I feel, and talking in relation to that, I feel then that we need to do what we can to make sure that their immune system is strong.
Okay, but wait a minute.
At the same time, I mean, I just feel like, I don't know. It's like you said, I feel like people are condemning people and having division, bringing about division, and because the differences of opinions and choices, like we're forgetting the bigger picture. And my thing is as far as the vaccination, even with that, the kids are more susceptible because when they're because I think they were trying to get it pushed before they went and returned back to school. And everything, I feel this way. All medicine is practice medicine to me. They have vaccines, antibiotics, different things, different times, different things. They still trying to cure different types of other diagnoses people may have. And my thing is, yes, I'm going to rely. Hey, I am going to rely on God, but at the end of the day, it's a choice. I'm not going to condemn my sister. She want to push her beliefs, but it's not going to waver. I mean, I don't feel that. I feel like people's losing sight of what the actual thing is. If you choose to. It's like, I don't know. It's just like a matrix. It's like you shunned upon, like, it's almost like choosing your religion. I'm going to choose to be religious or not be religious. It's like, at the end of the day, it's a choice. We can decide or take into consideration whether or not it's best suited for us or not. Everybody has their difference of reasons why they choose not to get it versus whether they get it. But at the day, we have to respect that decision. And when it comes to the kids, I just feel we just got to do as parents, like she said, and just build their immune system as much as possible as far as what we give them with their eating, with their drinking, with their intake is, because they are going to be more susceptible to getting it quicker and spreading it because of them being like, I mean, we all have our workforce environment. So it's the same with us, but they're younger and they're, like we said, they're still developing.
Exactly.
Okay. Quick moment in here. I want to just to interject. Miss Richardson, Patty Richardson said, "Hi, Avis, my dear, beautiful friend. Tina is coming with us. She said the vax don't stop you from getting the virus. And if you do get the virus, wouldn't that be the same as getting the injection?"
I'm not sure. Now, as with anything,
you mean vaccine?
That's another thing that needs to be killed. People believe in that the vaccine or the vaccination that you receive is supposed to be end all be all cure all to COVID. As with any, to me, with any antibiotic, and this is just my opinion, with any medicine that you take, they comes with side effects with everything. They tell you the dosage in which you need to take it. And the thing is, you're not cared for because guess what? You're taking your medicine in periods throughout your life until they're trying to figure out with your body to keep you, okay, let's just say, for instance, if the person, let's see, we take blood pressure pills. Well, how long does the person have to take the blood pressure pills? Is it going to cure them from blood pressure? But yet they got to take the pills to keep their blood pressure regulated.
Yeah, I take blood pressure.
And can you just stop that right now?
No.
Okay.
So it doesn't cure it. That's the same way I feel. It's not going to cure. People are thinking that it's supposed to cure this, and it's not. It's to prevent you from becoming more extreme.
We're talking about a virus. A virus should not last in your body.
But we're not. I'm not talking about the virus itself. I'm talking about receiving the actual vaccination itself that's being injected within us. Is a treatment, a form of treatment to prevent the virus from actually being worse than what it would be if you weren't.
But what was it that they said when they first got the vaccine? When you first got it, what was said? What did the government or the CDC or Dr. Fauci? What did he say was, what was the vaccine then? When it first came out, what did he say it was supposed to do?
You tell us.
Yeah, I mean, y'all the one got it. But what did he say?
I don't remember what it said. It's been so long ago.
Right. You said so much stuff.
Thank you. He said so much stuff. So, I mean, when he first said something, when it first came out, yeah, it was supposed to have been a cure-all, be-all for this whole COVID thing. And then it was like a couple weeks later, no, it's not going to cure you from, the coronavirus, but it won't. It lessens the symptoms of getting it.
But it's just like the flu.
And now, and even after that, you know what I mean? It's not a cure. You know what I mean? It's not an end.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying. It's a medical condition. But now, it's a virus. It's
those who are vaccinated are called super spreaders.
Oh, I was like,
we are called super spreaders.
That is what y'all call because of this Delta variant that's supposed to be in this
the strongest.
So I mean, please,
now within
if
this
there
virus,
is supposed to be.
So how are we the super spreaders?
That's what. Heck, ask them. Write them. Call them up. Ask the CDC and the World Health Organization. Ask these people these questions.
But at the end of the day, like I said, when it comes to the children, though, it's going to be at the liberty choosing of that parent or what they decide they want for their children. Whether they want to be vaccinated or not.
If the parents themselves is mandated at their jobs to get the vaccine, where do you think that the children stand at?
But we haven't even reached. I know that's where they're driving it to, where it's trying to be mandated. Yes, they are. But we're going to talk for the present at this moment in time. And my thing is, like I said, is just now, like, just take the necessary precautions and preventive measures for them now, because they're not receiving anything now. Like I said, they make up a quarter of the cases that are reported for as COVID. So you figure, okay, do what is ever needed to keep my child protected. Again, it's a liberty and a choice.
Okay, Tina said, I just hope 10 years from now, I don't see a commercial about lawsuits against.
But you know what?
That's won't see one. I guarantee you will not see any lawsuits against Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, because they're not they cannot be held liable.
Why?
If anything happens, yeah, it was written in the law already. That's why y'all got to do research. They cannot be held liable if y'all die from the vaccine.
And this is why doctors have malpractices and stuff, because people die from. But this is what I'm saying. We draw so much light to just this one virus that we're dismissing all the different other things that people are dying from daily, and then everybody want to equate it.
But you got to
they died because of the COVID, or the COVID sent, or they can go in. Yes, some things the COVID might took them in there, but they might have other underlying
health,
comorbidities going on that makes it hard for their body to fight the virus on their own.
But see, that's my issue.
But you won't hear that. You'll hear they died from COVID.
But see, that's my issue. Like right now,
that's not the truth.
Like, the weather is changing. We're getting to come into fall. Fall season is changing. Sinuses, everything is,
Yes, this is flu. The flu season has begun.
But we hear nothing about the flu.
Exactly. Yeah, but my thing is,
nothing.
It shouldn't be just like when I was going through with my sinus. People at work was like, "Oh, get away!" And they covered up.
It's a joke because they call everything. Yeah, but you got the virus.
Yeah, but it's more like my daughter said. It's more than just. You have other issues, underlying
medical
issues,
other comorbidities.
That's going through, like myself, me, high blood pressure, me, sinuses, and it's bad.
I had sinus because I get sinus.
We have it bad,
like for me,
right? So we get it just real bad.
It used to be a thing.
And Avis, you have got sinuses bad.
She used to have bronchitis bad. She used to get that a lot.
So it's like the weather. You can't just blame everything on the Rona or the Delta variant or Delta 88.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That's when you go to the hospital, that's what they're going to say that it is.
But that's underlying sick.
Because that's what statistics is going to show and prove.
She said, LOL, people don't have the flu anymore. It's straight COVID.
And that's how they're trying to diagnose.
And that's not right.
You can't even decipher what is the flu versus what is the virus?
A regular cold, a head cold, bronchitis. You just
stop trying to Google doctors and take yourself to the doctors. And we're entrusting in them, but God is the chief physician. So at the end of the day, again, it's a choice.
But it's these doctors that's coming up. I can't blame. I can't say all.
I can never say
not all.
It's
doctors.
Practice medicine.
You have some doctors that are standing up because they see what's going on. Because the government, they're, They trying to push this false narrative. So of course you have some doctors and you have nurses that's on the front line.
You're right, Tina.
Exactly.
So
she said more money. You're right.
It is money. Is the money power? It's pushing an objective that's bigger than us. That's actually bigger than this virus itself, if people really look at it. But we don't want to look beyond that. So that's a topic for another day. So I'm just gonna leave that alone there because the thing is, and people was questioning how is it that they came up so quickly and things weren't FDA approved or whatever the case. But you gotta look. There were signs of where they were practicing on things because how is it that they knew? How do you know it was not self-man driven? The virus itself, how it was even started, like how there's not an objective of how to, because we have the where I went back to about the population of the world and how certain things are going to kill off. Remember when we talked? Now that was one of the conspiracy theories we were talking about, far as what was going to decrease if we reached a plateau of where the earth, and far as receiving the nutrients and stuff that we need from it. How it was going to control its population, and look how every time I turn on my social media, it's always somebody dying, and they're dying more here frequently than any of the past. And I've seen to a lot of funerals.
From what?
From
what? They dying more frequently of what?
But I just dying
more frequently. I wasn't saying.
I don't think all of it is
all
COVID.
Of it was not COVID.
No, I don't really think all of it was COVID. I believe in my heart of hearts, like you were saying, is like they just trying to make it a COVID issue and run with it, right?
Yeah. So, we welcome y'all feedback on it, but at the same time, like a chief physician, he allowed people to be on the front lines to help out, like I said, with me, myself, working in the healthcare field. Are you okay? We're not starting this time around. God.
Symptoms.
COVID. Signs out. But that's how people do it. Oh, she got COVID. And then they're like, oh, they're online, they're on the thing, and they had it, and then somebody else caught it. I'll be glad when this too, as I say with anything, this too shall pass.
Amen.
I'm relying on my Father above. I'm not here to bring about division. You want to get vaccinated, get vaccinated. You don't get vaccinated, don't get vaccinated. I'm not going to condemn you. It's not going to make me love you any less. It's not going to make me stop talking to you. You have your thoughts and opinions. We all, as likewise, vice versa, we have ours.
See, with me coughing, that have nothing to do with COVID. And see, they was
saying, but that's how they holler it though.
Yeah,
like,
they be coughing. Yeah, and that's not fair because
you always,
cough. Yeah, I've been had it, and it's a form of like asthma, the sinus. I already know my body. So you can't keep telling me, oh, it's COVID. I don't have no COVID.
I don't claim sicknesses, foremost. I'm not claiming any type of sicknesses. I believe God is a healer. Mm. I believe in my God being a healer. I'm not saying he give us natural herbs in which we can use, natural remedies that we can use from the earth in order to heal.
You go.
So at the same time, I'm not gonna knock either or. True. So the thing is,
y'all hear that?
You weigh the pros and cons and do what is best.
Y'all hear that?
For you.
Y'all hear that out there?
Your household.
Y'all hear that out there? And you
could they hear me? Because you was talking over me.
Y'all hear that?
It has trying to do better.
No, it hasn't changed. They haven't changed.
No, we still the way we are. Mm-hmm. No. But I'm just saying.
I seen the husband say, just listen. It's a work in progress.
You definitely are. So.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, okay, I told you we're not gonna do this. Well, anyway, back to that, but that's the only thing. Now, as far as the children, they even with the flu shot,
it's hot in here.
I bet it is. Even with the flu shot, they had to put the mist and stuff and get it and do it like that with the kids. So that's all I'm saying as far as, like, I know
I'm back.
Really?
Yes, I had to adjust.
Or take the eyelashes off.
No, because I can use them as fans. How about that? You want to go there? Now, I don't say that when you be having your moments.
Okay.
Anyway, did you lose your train of thought back? That's what you were saying.
I cannot. I can't.
We have not changed.
Moving on.
She batting them too, man.
I'll flicker them out. Yes, indeed.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
I got many compliments on them.
Okay.
Let's go. Okay. So back to your thoughts.
Okay, like I was saying about the flu shot. I mean, sometimes like I've been opting out for the flu because like some people like I ain't getting the flu shot because once you get the flu shot, you wind up getting the flu.
Sometimes it depends. It depends on what strain it is.
Hey, Sharon, girl.
And also, even according to how your immune is at that time. People's immune systems can be weak, and you don't even know how weak your immune system is, so you'll be more susceptible.
You said bring it back, children.
Really? More susceptible to
hey, Terrence.
But
thank you.
People be treating it like
beautiful sisters.
Oh my God. Oh, hey. Thank you. But
I don't have the eyelashes, the bat, so.
Well, don't get mad.
Go ahead with your thought.
But that's my whole thing because that's pretty much where I'm at. Like, as far as the kids, just build up their immune because it's still developing. So give them. They got children vitamins. Give them the children vitamins. I mean, there's different things you can try to, I feel, implement and put in place for their day-to-day living. As far as when they go outside to play, because they're interacting with children. And then
once upon a time, we used to take children vitamins, right, Mom? We take Flintstone vitamins.
They were good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people was eating them like candy. Yeah, they were eating like it was candy.
They were good. They
were nasty to me because they were chalky.
But the thought that we're trying the thought provoking. The question that I want you guys to share your feedback on is about the children actually receiving the vaccine, because like I said, it's not what it's when it's going to happen, because it's going to happen because here we as the parents, we're being mandated on our jobs to actually take the vaccine. Or
they giving money incentive too.
They did it on my job.
They
no,
not with ours.
Really? They just sent out a new thing on our job for it.
No,
so it hasn't stopped.
Really?
No. Our job, they was like you get shot, give you your card or whatever. Whoever wins get $3,000. Like, yeah, it was a nice incentive. You could do a lot with $3,000. You could do a lot with $250.
But what is that driven again by? Money driven.
Mm-hmm.
Again, what I said before.
Mm-hmm.
Because people will stimulate our economy. How they try to get the economy back going? Stimulated with what?
Money.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy theory again.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
She's really stuck on these theories. But you do got to look at some of the things, like I said, the way it's driven. I know specifically towards the population I'm talking about, like the controlling of the population when it becomes overpopulated and causing the nutrients of our earth to be broke down or having a breakdown. So you never know what was probably man-driven, man-made.
It is.
Man-made, man-driven.
I didn't say anything about
it. I want to know something. I do want to know this.
I'm not going crazy.
Sisters,
stuff.
Facebook.
Don't allow it to consume me. I'm not losing no sleep over
YouTube land. I do want to know this.
I'm not losing sleep.
Okay.
Now, how come we can get a shot or a vaccination injection for that? Well, where's the cure for cancer?
Again, how many? That's the other thing.
Even in our kids.
Everybody say,
with leukemia and stuff.
And it's something that comes back. It goes in remission, and you add the subject of having it return. When you do cancer, I feel even when it comes to cancer, that was still that is something that I feel like that in my mind, I feel like they have the cure. It's another money-driven, money-making medical condition to capitalize off of. That's what I feel.
So go ahead, sis. Express.
Not saying that's just me. It's just my thoughts.
Express.
I mean, the issue is why they're giving that away free, and you have people who has to. Well, most of the children from like St. Jude's, like leukemia, they don't have to pay for anything, or their parents have to pay for anything. But But those who do have diabetes, those who do have AIDS, those who do suffer with some type of medical condition, their monthly medication is
it's even high. Look how high it is.
Astronomical and
control.
But yet
make it hard. And then we go into poverty trying to keep
we can give this vaccine out for free, offer incentives like free scholarships and money and I mean just all kinds of stuff. But you can't do that for people who really, really need it. And I mean they go broke every month just trying to get their medication.
Kenny said the
money is in the treatment, not the cure. Exactly. So
okay, and that said being asked the same thing. What about
what?
Cancer?
But they don't highlight that. They don't show light on that avenue because it's another money making. I feel like it's another money making regimen, driven and controlled for the public. Because there's a lot of people who die. To me, I feel cancer is bigger than COVID.
It really is. It really is, though.
But we don't push the numbers or the things that we need to do.
It really is.
I mean, that's what I feel.
And I'm not going to lie.
We rely on the chemotherapy. But again, you still have God who's your chief. And people wants to believe in the medicine that is practiced that is going to extend the same way that they're hoping to extend their lives and causing, yes, they go into remission. But then it's lying dormant. So they got to keep frequent checkups to make sure that it doesn't return. So there's still money making because look at the regimen that it goes into getting chemo and radiation and all that type of stuff. The amounts of money that they charge for these treatments is ridiculous. Like I said, people can go into poverty if you don't have good health insurance. You good as God.
Mm-hmm. And you can still have good health insurance, and you still, you can pay the deductible. And sometimes, just over a period of time, it gets costly.
Very
People
much so.
can't do this, especially if they're no longer at work. You know what I mean? So, so much for that. Then they have to apply for like Medicaid. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or get on disability and apply for
and
Medicare.
And it only cover but so much. But yeah, but that's more or less where we at, because we still have like a few minutes. But in regards to whether or not, would y'all guys vaccinate y'all children? Y'all thoughts and feedback is welcome, as we stated. Do y'all feel, guys out there, that it should be a choice or mandated for your children to take the shot in order to be able to go to school and be in that environment or that setting, or it should be a liberty?
If the children, they're not going to have the choice, and I'm not going to say that the parents are not going to have a choice, because they have the choice to take their children out of school. They can have the choice to do that and let them be homeschooled, because just like any other vaccine, they're going to have to take that before they enter into educational institution, just like all the other vaccines. So, then what are you going to do? Actually going to take your child out?
But then that's what the alternatives. You got to look at the alternatives.
What if
you make that decision? No, I'm saying if you
what would be the
decide homeschooling. That's what we're saying.
Okay.
Homeschooling or other methods of schooling, because look at the virtual. A lot of parents went crazy with that. But that's also the other thing. As with anything new, everybody's in a frantic when people are scared of change, and things are constantly changing. There's a good book that I think my pastor had us to read about the mouse and the cheese. I forgot the actual name of the book. But you're either going to keep going through the same process and being in this matrix, or when new things approaches, take the initiative to do whatever is needed to go in the flow of the change of things without trying to lose yourself. So it's like you can be in this world but not of the world. But that means, it's just a lot I can say about it. But like I say, it's my thoughts and opinion on the matter. So I said I was vaccinated. Other people might not want to be vaccinated. I'm not going to not condemn or anything of that matter, or don't interact with them because they choose not to. I'm not going to walk around and think. And then down to the mask, even to the mask. Again, it's of your choosing. If you know there's a defense mechanism that will keep and is actually implemented in place, and you feel secure and safe, please wear the mask. If not, it's just like use.
Well, what is the mask supposed to do?
Use
as a PPE.
Because we do it at work to protect against whatever the virus is. Because there's different airborne and different other viruses where we have to wear PPE. So it's like just use knowledge, wisdom. Like I said, I'm not going to lose sleep. I'm not going to lose my mind. I'm not allowing it to consume me, and I can only take but so much information in regards to this, because I'm not going to be living in fear of it, and nobody's going to drive me in the fear of whatever I choose. We're going to have to deal with the consequences individually from whatever choices that we make, bad or good.
Okay.
That's how I feel. Okay. That's where I'm at with it. So at the end of the day, life is about choices, like I tell everybody. Like I told my children, and
you want to end here?
Firm believer. Life is about choices.
No. Okay. There should not be a division come between the vaccinated and
the unvaccinated.
It really shouldn't. I think the more you educate yourself and be aware of what is actually in these vaccines, and what they can do, the adverse effects of them, then I think everybody be better off. But that's not what we're doing. What we're actually doing is looking on the news and seeing what is being spoon fed to us as far as information, and most of it is misinformation. And we just can't listen to everything that comes on the news. We have to do our own research, and as parents,
and then that's what I mean. Have to do that's research. What I mean by being so social media driven. I'm not going to allow the social media to drive me crazy and being in fear of this virus.
Right.
I'm going to live my life to the fullest, and I'm going to enjoy life with caution. Again, that of sound mind, love. Mm-hmm. It just is what it is, and that's how I'm going to operate.
Okay, so with you saying that, how do you feel about the booster shot? So you will be getting the booster shot if you feel that you already got already have the vaccine or both series, right? Mm-hmm. So, what will be the cause of you getting the booster shot if your immune system is already
the same reason I get the flu shot, the same reason people still take medicine for their conditions, as far as diabetes or cancer or anything. You want to have for me, it's a preventive measure, and it's a choice that I choose to make. Okay. I will receive the booster shot if that's indeed. I mean, again, okay, that's just my choice. So you don't want to talk to me or interact with me, so I love you anyway.
Right, but I'm just saying for those. So neither one of y'all were intending on giving blood anymore, right?
I never gave blood anyway.
Okay, so I guess that's the
one. Well, I can't give blood because I had
the surgery.
Yeah, I had infusion, not once but twice.
Oh, well, I forgot all about that. You, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of things that's involved in different medical conditions out here. Everything is not COVID related. I think we're being driven, like I said, into fear, and I believe we should be more at peace and not trying to divide or cause division between families and loved ones and friends, whether they're vaccinated versus unvaccinated, whether gearing up, because you have people who come out, but again, it's their freedom of speech. So they're at liberty to say, do whatever
where
they
does
choose.
This fear come from? Why is there so much fear?
Of the unknown. Yes, of the unknown, because it's new. That's what I was saying about the new.
Well, it can't be unknown because I mean you have
they knew it was coming.
The fear, but they're trying to steady, like, okay, want to be adamant. Well, won't you get it? 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 But the thing is, if we're still going to get the COVID virus anyway after being vaccinated,
I understand where you're coming from. Why the urgency? Yeah, and that's the part I'm understand. That I can understand the urgency.
But not only the urgency, but I mean, look at the incentives. Like, why is that driving that? We never had that before with any other vaccine. We didn't have that with the flu. We didn't have that with the other vaccines for our children immunization shots.
What do you mean?
Incentives.
The incentives, like the money-driven part to
we didn't with the flu. And that was a global thing too, the flu. Just like the smallpox and the rest of the viruses.
Yes. But why?
But this is a new day and age, and then you figure we're more socially driven. A lot of things. Look at everybody has a cell phone in their face, in their hand. Mm-hmm. They're glued to it, like it's like the thing next to your Bible, in a sense. Mm-hmm. So why not utilize that as a way to reach out to the masses? Versus at that time they had black and white TV, so they couldn't really get the message out in the same way. It's a different age, a different time, and a different wave. So now they're looking at different ways to push what they did back then was serving for that purpose, doing that at that time within that era. They
still didn't do that with the flu.
But a lot of people died. They didn't do it until they figured it out to try to push, because they still even push for it now. And it's mostly for the elderly and the children to make sure. I'm like, even on my job, and yes, you have to sign a waiver. I mean, if you choose to be exempt from having to receive it or not. So, but again, it's a choice.
But see, this is what I'm trying to say. Why mandate it? Why would people lose their jobs because of something that if it's a choice? If it's a choice, then it should be a choice. Just like the flu should have been a choice.
Well, the flu is a choice,
but you have people
because I don't have to mandate to take.
They're losing their jobs because
of the man. Because you got to understand
what
this time, and like Annie said, the time and day and the age we live in,
the control that they have,
and everything that's going, and it's a global, like it's all over the world, and it's just like some like continents or countries is doing worse or better.
And they all operate like most across seas, like China, different other countries. They're going about it trying to keep it contained in different ways. It's new. It's trial and error. They're trying to find ways to contain it. And then sometimes through trial and error, they could be doing things that make it worse. Because at the end of the day, as much as you could be, that's like, you're not going to send me into no hypochondriac. I'm not trying to be a hypochondriac over here out of no COVID. I'm not going to lose my mind over COVID.
And I guess that's what.
So why are presidents in foreign affairs they're actually being assassinated because they don't want their people to actually take the COVID?
You talking about Haiti?
But those are things that are thought provoking. Those are things we had to take into consideration.
We Americans or our government is sending and shipping over the vaccine over to them, so they can't take it. Like I mean, my thing is what is the agenda that they're trying to push?
Exactly, it is. And that's what I feel. It's a bigger agenda. I feel that's being pushed that we're not even really looking into if one takes the time out to actually take an interest into what's going on in the background. We need to
see, and that's the issue. So when people say, "Oh, well, this is the mark of the beast," no, it's definitely not. But I do believe that this is a precursor as to what's to come.
Exactly.
And if we continue just to comply, that's what they're expecting us to do. But some people, they will brown nose, and some people will continue to comply because they don't want to be uncomfortable. They don't want to lose the material things that they have. So, of course, they'll do what they need to do, have to do.
And like I said, for me, I was vaccinated. And her speaking at that, I really don't have a fear because my dad, I will say my parents, we grew up in a home where knowing how to utilize what's in your environment. And quite unfortunately, I had calluses and stuff on my hand as far as homegrown household while they were sleeping beauties.
Not calluses.
Yes, a callus. It was all running tillers. This one here, I push tillers. I know how to do homegrown in the garden.
To do with the.
It does, because I'm saying, because if need be, we have to return to the natural living of Earth itself. Are you able? People look at how they build houses back then. A lot of people build their homes on land. But then it became
wood.
Yeah, land. Primitive is like with dirt and water.
Dirt, yes. Like returning back to the earth itself and this natural supplements. That's why I said to take the supplements as far as the vitamins and different things that will strengthen. Like you can gain vitamin from the sun, being out sun. I have a happy place I go to. There's things that we can gain from the air itself that supplies vitamins and nutrients for our bodies.
It's a happy place.
So down by the water.
Oh, serene. That is a serene place.
And it's very peaceful. And you just take in, and that's how I feel how you can keep yourself grounded. The different things that we can do. Like I got to get back into the exercises and my husband to be. We were talking about that. It's like you gotta prepare yourself for what's to come. So the thing is, so you don't feel uncomfortable. So some of your skills can actually help you. What?
You would think you grew up on a plantation.
You know what? Mr. Jones, don't start.
Now that was funny. We needed that, man.
But my whole thing is,
she had calluses and everything.
Yeah, callus on my feet, on my knees, was dirt from being down on the ground.
I was too.
No, I just didn't. I had to get up and water gardens, pool.
I didn't do the tilling.
Oh,
I pull weeds.
Okay, they weren't out there like I was out there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, just like they weren't in the kitchen, like I was in the kitchen.
Okay, so we're gonna end this how?
We can end it on our final thoughts. My thought is, it's a choice. It's a liberty. Utilize it. Do whatever is best for you and your home. Godspeed. He is the chief physician. That's my thoughts. And then thoughts.
I want you to go.
I want y'all to come on here. Because next week is your turn for the topic.
Oh no. You can do that.
Your thoughts, please.
I have no thoughts.
Okay.
She just took it out of my mouth. I mean, it's your decision. Like you grown, you make your decision. Hey,
That's her thoughts.
What do you want me to say?
There's a lot of red cups going on around here.
Ain't got nothing to do with
oh my God.
All I'm saying at the end of the day is your decision. We can't make
What's your decision?
If you want to take your child and get a shot or not. Like, my children are grown, so, and I already know where.
You shouldn't have that perspective just because your children is out, because you have grandchildren.
I already know where my children stand. Well, especially my oldest daughter. I already know where she's staying. I can't change her mind. She's grown. Mm-hmm. She's a mom of her own. Mm-hmm. So I can't do that. Mm-hmm. I can't go over top of her with her kids. Mm-hmm. I can't do that just because I'm her mom. Mm-hmm. That's her choice. That's her decision. You can give her insight though. I can.
As with anybody, you can give the information.
I can,
but they are still at liberty to decide to choose.
Mind, her own thinking, her own decision. Yes. Mm-hmm.
But
okay. I can't. I mean, it's just like you telling your child to do something and they're going to do it their own.
You have something that's going to do it anyway.
Exactly.
That's because that's just been a long line of that happening.
I'm just saying. What that is. I mean, she does what she wants anyway.
Mm. That's what I'm saying. It's a long line. It started with this generation. It started with you. But either way.
Touche.
It started with mother. That's the case.
I can't argue. No, and I mean, I can't really get on her and say, oh, I can't point the finger because she's going to come at me and be like, oh, no. So if this is how she feels, and she already made her statement on Facebook, she has how she feels. I can't change that. That's how she feels.
Okay, so the only thing that I'm going to say about this is about children receiving the vaccine. Yes, it definitely is a choice of the parents, but if it does become law, just like any other vaccine, I would urge the parents to please do your research and find out what's best for your children, your child or your children.
Yes.
Stay in the know.
Pretty much stay woke.
Stay in the know.
But
definitely.
Why? I think woke is old. No, I guess not.
Some people are not woke. They're not. They hear, but they don't apply it. They hear what's going on, but they don't apply it.
But do you know who our God is?
Some people don't know who the God is.
But just because we get the vaccination shot don't mean that we don't serve our God. And just because all of this theories and stuff is going around, because like I said, I did it because of health reasons. I didn't just do it just because, I wanted it for money, because that's not what I did it before I went on a job and I knew it was a raffle. I did it because of health for me. And being that when you get older and you have a lot of health issues, I think you should do it. Believe me.
As long as it doesn't cause some type of intolerance,
because
or
at the end of the day, like they were saying earlier, at the end of the day, the underlying issues is you could have had asthma, and that's the reason why your lungs is going bad. Some kind of cancer is going at your body.
But sometimes that's another COVID do attack those
weak.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's why I tell everybody to build your immune system.
That's why build the children's immune system.
We can, just take the necessary preventive measures.
Especially the older elderly, and I feel sometimes the younger, because some of the younger kids are allergic to things, and
that's true.
They're allergic to
they can be medically exempt from it.
Yeah, they you got peanut allergies, you got all these allergies that the kids are down from my grandkids. They're coming up with all these crazy allergies, milk allergy, all these kind of allergies that I ain't never had with my kids, and we didn't have.
But you gotta think where that come from. Where does that come from?
Good question. Where
you have to do research.
No, where it come from?
No, honestly, you have to do research on that.
But I'm just saying, because it's been a lot of allergies, like seriously.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Do your research on it.
Yeah.
Now you got to talk about the EpiPen and all this other stuff. And then that's just more material you got to read and look up and
anything,
research.
like I tell people, there's sides effects to everything. There's pros and cons to everything. Everything is a duality, and there's everything that you have to have balance with everything. So again, it's a liberty. Use your power to say whether you want to or not, and if you willing to deal with the consequences or the choices of those actions, then you're standing for your belief. Okay. I'm not going to force my belief on.
End of the day, 1, 2, or 3 will have a heaven or hell to put you in. That's how I feel. I mean, it's your, like she said, liberty, but it's your freedom. That's what it's just like the freedom to vote. If you don't feel like voting, and when I'll
want to get on the voting.
Yeah, but
let's not do voting. Not tonight.
We already talked about that before anyway.
Thank you.
But it's almost in the same kind of thing.
Life's about
But
choices.
It's not just the children that's 12 and under that's, you know what I mean, that they're going to be targeting, because you got to think the children that's going to school, who return to school, even in college, they have to get these vaccines.
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do.
And if some colleges, either you get the vaccine or you will be, I guess discharged, let go from the university.
Yeah.
But ask yourself, is that something you're willing to do? So
choice.
We thank y'all guys for tuning in with us.
But that's no longer a choice. If you got, that's no longer a choice though. You being mandated to do so.
But there's different things in place. Like I said, like you said, you have different routes in which you can take if you choose not to, because it ain't quite mandated. With me being in the outfield, it's not quite mandated, but there are instances that they push out there. No.
Why is not?
It hasn't been mandated. It hasn't been. They urge us.
No,
and they instruct. And they tell you if you don't, then they need other different things in place. Stuff like that. But I mean, it's
people are being terminated from their jobs because they choose. Even if the alternatives is what, a weekly test.
Yes, there's different alternatives, and that's what we are at. We're each to do the testing, we're in the equipment,
and so much for choices,
and all that.
So much for choices.
But
okay, good topic.
Yes, but we thank y'all for joining us on tonight. We'll see y'all guys next Tuesday, and like I said, it is you with a topic. We will have a topic of her choosing.
No,
you. No, it's not me. It's gonna be you.
No, don't do
so
that.
We'll see y'all same time, same place. Have a blessed night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that?
You still on.